welcome to Coffee, Tea,
Tea
in a Tune with the Garners. I'm Lorelei Garner.
Oh, I'm John. Garner.
Yeah, that's right, and we are the Garners. And today we've got a special episode for you for Veterans Day.
Veterans Day.
And so instead of coffee and tea, we've got
Beer.
beer.
Beer, because when you think America and you celebrating, you think beer,
You
right?
think beer, yeah. I mean,
And
it does, right?
it makes sense, right? But it wasn't always that way, and we'll get into that later. But right now, let's have a sip.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Citrusy, tropical, and smooth. Ale Smith Brewing Company. Pretty darn yummy.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Well, today, in celebration of Veterans Day,
What are we gonna play?
I've chosen Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy.
What a great choice.
Do you know who made it popular?
I do happen to know that, yeah. Why don't you tell me, though?
Oh, one of my favorite groups. 3 beautiful women, beautiful voices, the Andrew Sisters.
Oh.
If you don't know who that is, you're missing out. Well, the Andrew Sisters sang a ton of songs like Ramen Coca-Cola, Chattanooga Choo Choo. What else do you know? Andrew Sisters. I really love Apple Blossom Time. I'll be with you. It's so beautiful.
Right.
If you haven't listened to it, beautiful song.
Right.
Yeah, summertime song though. It's fall right now, so. Right? November? You couldn't tell in San Diego though. It feels like summer. It's, what is it, like
It's 86 degrees
86
today.
degrees outside with
Santa Ana's and
18% humidity.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy. The song is about, if you haven't heard it, it's about a dude from Michigan who gets drafted into the army, and he's like this super talented bugler. Gets drafted into the army.
And he was like 35 when he got drafted, which is kind of weird. Like he was old.
That it's the person it's based on, right? Which his name is Clarence. What is his name? Clarence Zillman of Muskegon, Michigan. But we'll get into that.
Oh,
very
I
soon.
got ahead.
Yeah. I got a little ahead. No worries. Yeah. So anyway, it's about this guy from Michigan. I'm not from Chicago. I had to do that. And he
You
gets
mean the
drafted
song.
into the song. That's right. Gets drafted into the army, and then he gets sad and depressed because he's not allowed to jam. So his captain's like, "Oh, I feel your pain, brother."
I'm sure he
And
was
so he's like, "I'm gonna go draft you some homies to go ahead and play some tunes with you and jam." So he does. I'm sure they love that. And then they all go and have a good time. It makes them go to sleep with the lullaby of the reveille, and then wakes them up with the reveille.
I think this is abuse of the reveille here. I don't think. I thought they were like swinging and bebopping.
They were swinging,
That's
yeah.
what they that and the beer.
Could you swing the reveille though?
I'm sure they could. I'm sure he
How
could.
does the reveille go? It goes like,
Isn't that one?
yeah.
Something like that.
Da 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 da. You should try
Better
swinging
check
the
that
reveille.
that's the actual revel before
Dun 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 dun.
That's a nice tune.
I like it, yeah.
I don't know if that has anything to do with revelry, but I like that. It's a nice tune.
Oh, okay.
Good
I think
job.
you kind of, or you can swing taps too, but I'm not going to do it.
No, don't swing
No.
taps. That's a bad idea.
Okay.
That's a bad idea.
Okay, got it.
Oh my god. Don't cut that out. Cut that out.
Okay.
Don't even say that.
Anyways, so that's what the song is about. But who in the heck is the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy?
Yeah,
Have you ever wondered that?
No.
You've never wondered it?
No, it tells me in the song. You mean who he really is.
Yeah.
I thought they made it up, so I
Okay.
didn't think there was a real.
Okay, so
But There's a theory.
Yes, there is a theory that it was based off a real person.
Mm-hmm.
A person from Muskegon, Michigan. I hope I said that right.
Which, for a New Yorker that probably wrote it, that's out Chicago way. That doesn't mean it's that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So this man's name is Clarence Zillman, and he was hot in his city.
Clarence was.
Clarence was, yeah,
Okay.
playing the bugle. And he played bugle in England too, and he taught those English people how to bugle their hearts out. And, but then he got drafted to go to the army at 35.
Yeah, wow. Probably for his bugling.
Yeah, maybe, I think
because
so.
you know what I mean?
They needed a bugler,
I think.
a bugler. So,
Right.
there you go. So, Clarence Zillman, he was probably the bugle boy of Company B. He's even got a statue in memory of him playing a bugle in Michigan. So if you're ever in Michigan, swing by Clarence Zillman playing
Give
the
him a
bugle.
little. Thank you, sir.
There you go.
Right.
That's right. So that's a little fun fact. I bet you didn't know about that.
He was a famous trumpet man from out Chicago way. He had a boogie style that no one else could play. He was a top man at his craft, but then his number came up and he was gone with the draft. He's in the army now, a blowing reveille. He's the Boogie Woogie Bugle for a Company B. They made him blow a bugle for his Uncle Sam. It really brought him down because he could not jam. The captain seemed to understand, because the next day the cap went on and drafted a band, and now the company dumps when he plays reveille. He's the Boogie Woogie Bugle for a Company B. A doodly attitude, he blows the hate to the bar. In boogie rhythm, they can't blow a note unless the bass and guitar is playing with them. And now the comedy dumps when he plays reveille. He's the Boogie Woogie Bugle for a Company B. Ow! The boys to sleep the boogie every night and wakes them up the same way at the early bride. They clap their hands and stamp their feet because they know how he plays when someone gives them a beat. They really break it up when he plays reveille. He's the Boogie Woogie Bugle for a Company B. Da 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 the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the Boogie Woogie Bugle for a Company B.
Yeah.
Right, right. So, yeah. So when we said before, drink beer because it's the American thing to do, right? Everybody's like, yeah, that makes sense. But why? Because it wasn't always that way. So this is what happened.
Please do tell.
Also back around World War II, circa 1942, the Brewing Industry Foundation. That sounds
Biff.
good. Biff. It's Biff.
Biff.
Federation Foundation, Brewing Industry Foundation Federation, Farfignugan, something. Anyways, they came out with a bunch of ads saying, let's raise the morale of Americans and raise the morale of our troops. And the best way to do that was to drink beer. And hey, it worked. I don't think it was a very tough sell, convincing people to drink beer.
Probably not.
But telling them doing so was patriotic was a really good idea. And it's helped. Back then, it was Budweiser and Schlitz.
Those were the
big
popular
beers,
brands. That's right.
And they still are very big beers, but Budweiser is owned by Anheuser-Busch, which is a Belgian company and run by a Brazilian. And that's all fine and good, but that's also not American. Whereas this is an American beer, a San Diego beer, and we love it. And we're not sponsored or anything, although we'd like to be. Send cases to our house because I love this beer. So, thank you to the veterans. And thank you to beer.
Happy Veterans Day! I'll do that.